What's up, everybody? We're back here on Willamina Forest today, and you can see here I worked on the road just a little bit, so pretty much got it done. It's not completely flat and good, but it's good enough. Alright, so let's get this dozer out of the way. Actually, I need to get that wood chipper thing out of the way too. But what we're going to do today is actually try to get us a load out of here. I don't think we may have almost enough. But we still got a few trees here on the ground, so let's get just a few more skidded up and get them processed, and then we'll get that truck and trailer out of here. Because what I want to do is, in fact, let's just go ahead and look at it. Okay, so, you know, we own this land here, and the sawmill is included and all that. We've worked a little bit around where this green dot is. But what I want to do is buy this piece of land. And actually we can do that right now. Let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, so now we own both of those, because what I want to do is build a road up here to this bridge, and then eventually we're going to purchase this. We don't have enough right now to buy it, but eventually we'll purchase this blue track, and we'll work on probably, let's see, it's probably going to be somewhere right in there. It looks like a pretty flat spot, and maybe somewhere, I don't know, somewhere right over in here maybe. I don't know. We'll have to just look and see. I haven't even driven over there yet. But I want to just, we own this land, but what I want to do is just cut a road up through there and get across over to here and cut a road into a landing over here somewhere. And then probably what we'll do is we'll finish up this little spot here, because there's no way that I've got time to cut all this. So we'll just build us a road up to here, over across, and then what I want to do is set up a big landing over here. This is a pretty big spot of land, and so we'll find us a good landing spot, probably right there is my guess. It looks pretty flat, kind of right in that area. We'll have to see when we get over there, but what I want to do is build a landing there and work around probably this little spot here, and then we'll build us a road, probably follow this ridge back in here somewhere, and set us up maybe a landing at the top of this hill. I'm not sure if that's good and flat or not. Maybe we can just take the terrain sculpting tool and just, you know, make us a good flat spot right there, and then we can work kind of in this area, and then maybe, I don't know, have to see how it goes from there. I don't tend to really cut the whole block out, because I mean, there's tons of trees in there. I'll never get that cut. So probably just have to cut a few little spots and then move somewhere else. But anyway, that's kind of the plan right now. So now we definitely got to get some money in the bank so we can buy the land across the river over there. I was trying to get those bunched up together, but didn't work. Yeah, on one of my videos, I think it was the last video, somebody was asking where I got that dozer from. That's FDR logging. You can go to FDR, well, if you're on PC, you can go to fdrlogging.com and download it. This and the blade, you have to get both of them. But that's FDR logging. It's all free. I saw somebody else post something about FDRs. You have to be a Patreon supporter to get mods. No, that's false. In fact, there is nothing that FDR has out currently that you have to be a Patreon member to get. The only thing his Patreon is for, okay, listen to this, the only thing it's for is to get basically knowledge ahead of time of everybody else of when mods are going to be released. That's all he uses. The Patreon supporters is for like purchasing models and stuff like that, and just keeping the channel going, things like that. He doesn't, because you know, Giants doesn't allow that. You can't have Patreon only mods. Alright, well, I guess I didn't turn on. There we go. Yeah, Giants doesn't allow that. You can't have mods that are behind a paywall. It's just they crack down on that pretty well. I say pretty heavy. I don't really know that they crack down on it, but they don't. It's in the whatever's the, I guess, the purchase agreement with the game, or not really, or the bylaws, whatever it is. They don't allow that. How heavily they enforce it, I don't know, but I can guarantee you that, because I'm a FDR Patreon supporter, and there is nothing behind Patreon that is not released publicly on his website, so there is nothing there other than just he puts up screenshots saying, hey, you know, the dozer's gonna be, it's coming along, it's coming, you know, and then he'll put up another post a few days later or something, hey, the dozer's ready for release, it'll be released on such and such date, whatever. So that's all the Patreon's about. There is nothing that you can find on Patreon that's not already on his website. So go to fdrlogin.com. You know, while I'm on the subject of FDR, you probably noticed that I play a lot with his mods, and I've been a big supporter of FDR for a long time. You know, a lot of people give him kind of grief over some of his mods and things, but you know, for the most part, they all work pretty good. I don't know what everybody's complaining about, unless they're just jealous or something that he can do what they can't do. Now there are some mods out there that are better than FDR's. I'll give him that, you know. But you know, Jordan's had to learn all this himself, and you know, like everybody else. I mean, I'm sure everybody else is, you know, just they're not professional modders, or you know, maybe some folks do work in the 3D modeling field or something and have, you know, experience. But Jordan self-taught himself how to do all this. I mean, look at this. There's no way in the world, without, you know, probably years of learning Blender and some other things. I don't know if he made this model or not, but I'm just saying, I could never make this. I'll just be honest. I make maps. There is absolutely no way I could do a dozer like this. I mean, it would take me so long to learn Blender and how to do all the textures, and it makes my head hurt just thinking about it. So, because I've messed around with Blender a little bit, thinking maybe I'll make something and put it in the game or whatever, but not a vehicle. But even just trying to make, let's see, what was I trying to make one time? I was trying, you know, those little ice machines that are outside convenience stores that say ice on them. They got the big, you know, they're usually white with kind of red and blue, and got the silver doors where the ice goes in or whatever, you know. I tried making one of those for a map one time. I think it was Dodson Logging. I gave up. Yeah. So I've got a lot of respect for guys that make these mods, and yeah, there's a lot of better ones out there than what FDR does, but I mean, for the most part, let's see, I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this. I guess for the most part, Jordan is, you know, he puts them all out there for free, and a lot of them that I see that are on Facebook and stuff are private, you know, and that's just a big tease to me. I mean, I just don't understand the private stuff. I mean, well, I guess I can to a degree. I mean, if you're going to put a lot of effort into this stuff, yeah, maybe you don't want anybody using it. But I don't know. My opinion is, if you're truly in it just for the enjoyment of modding and playing with something that you made in the game, you know, then it's sort of my opinion that you should just either not show it at all or release it to everybody publicly so they can enjoy it too. I mean, I don't understand a lot of times these folks that make these mods and keep them private, but then they put them on Facebook or YouTube or something and show them off to everybody, like, haha, look what I've got, you know, kind of thing. So I don't know. My opinion is just release it publicly. I mean, if you're worried about people stealing your mod and doing all this and that, then in my opinion, you're sort of in it for the wrong reasons. Because it's, I don't know, I guess for me it's probably like documented or something that, you know, you made that mod. I mean, everybody knows it if they follow you on Facebook or whatever. And it's a digital world. People are going to steal digital things and not take credit for it. They're just going to do it. So, and for me, I guess, let's say I made a dozer or something, or a skidder or whatever, and somebody took it and modified it and whatever. Yeah, it would be nice if they asked me for permission to use it, but I also realize that people are not going to do that. They're just going to take it and mod it however they want to, which to me is sort of part of the game. I mean, you know, it's like I said, yeah, it'd be nice if they asked permission to use it, but like I said, I understand that people are not going to. They're just going to take it because they think they live behind a wall of let's see, what I'm trying to think of. Nobody knows them or whatever. I mean, because I could make a fake profile here on Facebook or something here in about 10 minutes and join somebody's group and take a bunch of mods and then make them, you know, if I knew how, make them do whatever I wanted to do and mod them however I wanted to. And, you know, nobody's going to know who that is, you know. So, I mean, I don't really see what the big deal is. I think people just get their feelings hurt because, I mean, I understand the hard work behind it and all that, but I don't know. I'm just rambling on here. But bottom line is, you know, I've been a big FTR fan for a long time. I think mostly because he does release all this stuff publicly. He doesn't ask. Of course, you can't, but he doesn't want a bunch of money for it or whatever. He just does it because he enjoys, you know, seeing everybody use his stuff, and he enjoys the game and wants to see the good equipment in the game. So I don't know, that's just sort of my opinion on it. And I've just about gotten to the point now to where I'm going to be using only public mods in my videos. I'll have to go back through and look and see if I've got anything that's was given to me privately. But if it's not been publicly released, I'm not gonna play with it. Because like I said, I just don't get this mod's private, you know. Yeah, I also understand it. I'm sure it'd be different if I made vehicle mods, but because I know those guys that make those vehicle mods, they have to get like hassled all the time. You know, when's this one gonna come out? Is it gonna be on console? All this stuff. I'm sure they get a lot of that. But yeah, I think bottom line is it's just that people get too upset that somebody took their digital model and did something to it without their permission. I think that's the majority of it. Which again, you know, I've made a few maps now for farming simulator games, and you know, if somebody took one of my maps, let's say they took the plantation and they did some mods to it or whatever, you know, and released it publicly. Let's say that they did ask permission to use it. Okay, that's fine, you know. Make sure you include me on the credits. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so I'm on there. Everything's good. Let's say that they wanted to mod the plantation to do something else, and they asked permission. I said, okay, well, just make sure that my, you know, I get credit for it in there. Well, let's say they didn't do that. Well, then I'd be a little upset But, you know, hey, at least they asked, so I wouldn't be too terribly upset. Now, if somebody just took one of my maps and without even asking did some edits and then was making some money off of it somehow, I'd be a little bit more upset, but I still don't think I'd be upset to the point to where I would just quit or something. Now, if it happened over and over and over again, then yeah, I'd probably be done as a modder, and that's what's sort of upsetting about all this is what, you know, Cirrus Mods recently announced that dude is the people calling him out on one of those scales or something on his map, this can farm map, that he's just done with modding and releasing anything publicly. I'm afraid that there's going to be more of that in the future. It's not going to be good for the community, because I think overall the farming simulator community it's decent, but I think there's a lot of bad seeds out there. So I'm worried that more modders are gonna get frustrated and then just call it quits, and then we're left with just junk. Because I really would like to see some of these good modders stick around. Because I mean, you know, there's going to be a Farming Simulator 21, probably a 23. We'll see what happens with all that, but or you know, maybe some other good modders will come along. I don't know. That'd be nice. I just wish there was more that could convert some mods over from 17, because I sure would like to see some stuff in the game. Thing gets stuck like that. I don't know what that is. It's with this gamepad controller, this Xbox controller I use. Sometimes whenever I drive forward or backwards, it gets stuck. I mean, the trigger's not getting stuck. It's just in the game for some reason it doesn't recognize that the trigger has been released and stopped. Not sure what's up with that. Well, just a quick map update. My next map I'm working on, I've been working on it pretty heavily actually over the last week or two. Just been kind of motivated to work on it, and like I said, it's going to be a 4x map, so it's going to be huge. So it's twice the normal size of what I normally you know, have been done. Like this map here is twice the size of this, so it's taking me twice as long to work on it, and it feels like 4 times as long, but I'm just, you know, I'll work on it a little bit here and get a little spot finished up, and then I'll think about doing something else somewhere on, you know, part of the map. So I'm like, oh, it'd be cool. So I add that in there and get busy working on it. Before I know it, I've spent, you know, several hours on one little spot. So it's just tedious. But it is coming along. I've worked on it, like I said, quite a bit over the last couple of weeks. I have not done a tree count yet, but I imagine it's already probably over 20,000 trees, and I've got nowhere near you know, nowhere near done. So it'll probably, like I said, it'll probably end up being My guess is probably close to 100,000 trees. I don't know. That may be high, but I'm trying to think of some areas where I can not put some trees and do something different, just to not have so many trees on the map. So I think it would. It may not affect gameplay too much, but I just don't want to take any chances. And I probably will do some heavy testing on this next map to see on my test computer, you know, because it's a little bit weaker computer, you know, see how it handles it. Definitely have to do that, because I wouldn't want to put a map out there that nobody can play unless you got a pretty nice supercomputer or gaming computer. But I think it'll be fine. The clip distances seems to be what kind of, you know, controls how well the game plays. And on all those trees, I've got them set to, I think it's only like 300. So, because by default, I believe those trees are set to like 1 million or something like that, or at least the main transform group is. But that's way too high. Well, at least if the interior parts of it were set higher than 300, and that's too much. So we'll definitely fix that. Okay, let me find my tractor. You know what? I think I'm just going to drop that right there. You know what? I think I'm going to drop these rollers too, because those things are heavy. Well, we're just 50 subscribers away from 1,000, so we're just about there. I'm looking forward to the day when I can remove that graphic and not have to worry about that anymore. My video's monetized again and start doing some of those random prize giveaways I've been talking about forever. Feels like forever. So if you're a new subscriber, I appreciate the subscription and thanks for watching. In case you missed it in some other videos or something, I've been trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and get my videos monetized again. And once I do that, we'll start doing some random prize giveaways. You know, things like copies of the game, dual joysticks, maybe a nice gaming monitor or something one of these days. Just have to see how the money rolls in, which would be the main thing. YouTube does not pay you until you get to $100 in your account. Then they'll pay you. I think I can just let it roll too. So, yeah, probably no problem to let that happen. But gotta get some money built up first. All right, let's see if we can get this trailer loaded up. Yeah, I think this is only going to be like our, what, maybe second load to the sawmill? Second or third, maybe. Yeah, it seemed like it was probably third, because I believe I had, yeah, that one video, I believe I had 2 loads kind of in the same, already ready to go or whatever, and yeah, that's probably what it was. Okay, well, here we go. We got enough. Let's see if I lost one over there, but we'll get it. Yep, got us a nice road to drive on. Alright, let's get this unloaded. Oh yeah, and on my next map, I will have something similar to these little upright thingies to put kind of a log rack kind of thing. But I made mine just out of concrete. I didn't use anything like that. So there will be something on the next map to where we can actually stack up some logs or whatever. And if it works out pretty good, I may go add them back to. Let's see. I don't think Bear Rock. No, Bear Rock or the plantation, neither one of them have anything like this, the log racks. So I may go back and add them to those maps as well if that works out. I haven't tested them yet. I just got them added in the other day, and then last night I was working on just adding some more detail, grass and rocks and stuff, so I didn't get a chance to go in game and test. Try to do that tonight or this weekend, just test all that out, because that's a big part of it. Even before the map is finished, I recommend going in there and testing out some stuff, all the sell points, and just things you've added. Make sure everything's working like you expect it to. Saves a lot of headache later. Okay, now I don't want to stack those too high, because I remember from last time that it didn't sell all the logs, and some of them were kind of hanging in midair. So I may have to just do a couple of rounds here of loading in logs and sell them, and then loading in some more. I'm gonna see if I can't stack them better this time and get them all in one shot. So I think if I let some of them kind of hang off the edge back there, I should be able to get them all in there, kind of like that. All right, got them all in one shot. Almost $80,000. Definitely needed that. All right. Well, let's see. We're doing pretty good on time, so let's go ahead and get this truck back to the landing. And I think there's something else I'd like to work on now that we've got the land purchased up there above the shop. Yeah, I forgot to mention, somebody commented on one of my videos, I believe it was today, either last night or today, that they found a map that has where you can buy gravel and sand and all that kind of stuff, I think. I haven't checked it out yet. I'm not sure what map it is yet either. I'm going to go check that out too and see if I can incorporate that in some of my maps. Because I'd love to be able to actually purchase the stuff instead of just having big piles laying around. Let's see if I can't get this one. That one stray log out of there. And I'm backwards. Turned around the right way. There we go. Alright, now here's what I want to do right now. We've got this machine here that's doing nothing kind of at the moment. And actually, let's just get rid of that. We'll just leave that right there. Now, I just happen to have another fellow buncher head sitting right over here. This was the older model, or I guess I should say maybe the original model for 19 fellow buncher head. I think he may have, FDR may have made some changes to it, but this is pretty much the original one. He came out with one here recently, within the last week or two, which I think he then updated again. But anyway, we got this one laying over here kind of doing nothing. So what we're going to do is, since we bought this land up here, I'm going to cut a road up to the bridge, because that's kind of what I feel like doing right now. So we'll get this done. I guess I don't really have to follow the little trail that's was already made for us by Catalyzer Gaming, but I guess it kind of wouldn't hurt, because then I know exactly where I'm going to get to the bridge. So we'll do that. Yeah, it's not that far to the bridge. We may have time actually to even plow the road up. Oops, well, my machine will stop moving forward. Come on. So you pretty much know you cut the tree off without leaving a stump when the tree kind of pops up out of the ground. And that's just because these trees are set a little lower. I think they're probably setting the ground a little bit lower than just having them sit right on top of the ground, because that will definitely leave a stump. On the plantation, those trees, those pine trees, instead of these like spruce looking trees or whatever, I did not recess those back into the ground any, because they got those kind of fluted butts on them. I think it looks pretty cool, so I wanted to leave them just like that, sitting on top of the ground where it does leave a stump. It's not that huge of a deal. It's kind of more realistic too, to leave a little stump, because I mean, with a real fellow buncher like this, you would, you know, cut them off kind of right at the ground, and it does leave a little stump. Although they're kind of hard to deal with sometimes, but in my opinion, it's just a bit more realistic. But it is kind of nice on this kind of game, you know, in a game situation, to not leave a stump, because then you have to go back with the grinder and grind it up and just move on. And if you guys want to see something pretty cool that's technology, forestry related, go check out Thomas Johnson Logging's video from, let's see, today is Thursday. It probably would have been on Wednesday. Yeah, on Wednesday morning, I believe, he put out a video. He was showing off the new John Deere, he's got like a little computer in his cutting machine. Like, he's got a cutting machine like this, a John Deere tracked fellow buncher, and he was showing off the little computer that's in there. That's really cool, because what it does is whenever he's on a new track, he can outline the boundary or whatever, and then when he cuts, because I believe he said that the machine recognizes when the RPM of the saw drops and when the grapples close, I believe is what he said, and it records that as a cut tree. And so then it somehow also recognizes where he's made little bunches of trees that he's cut, and it notifies, because they're linked, it notifies the skidder driver, hey, there's a bundle of trees over here. And he was showing off, you know, the imagery, the aerial photography that was on the computer. You can see where he's been with the little tracks, and of course it's all GPS, and I think it relies on a cell signal too to pull the maps in. But it's really cool. I mean, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, go check it out. Of course, that's right up my alley, because I've got a degree in forestry and a degree in GIS, which is, you know, that computerized mapping that he's talking about. So it's all pretty cool, to me anyway. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Yeah, we're getting close. We're more than halfway now. Barely see some water through the trees over there, so we're getting close. In fact, I think I can see the bridge right up there too. You might hear me shutting the blade on and off. That's just because whenever I drop the tree, I don't want it to shave off some little pieces, whatever. It's just annoying. I have to go back and deal with those. But of course, in real life, you would not want to shut off the blade every time, because then you would take a while for it to spin back up. Probably would not be good on the machine either. Shutting the blade on and off like that, I don't know. That's really annoying. Okay, I'm determined to reach the bridge in this episode, but we may not have time to plow the road. We'll see. We may have time just to do a little bit. We'll get started plowing, but I may have to finish that up off camera, which will be fine. But we'll at least get to the bridge with all the trees cut off this little trail. Yeah, on my next map, I contemplated not having any roads at all, like 0 roads. But in the end, I decided to put one road that leads from the sawmill, and there's a big pond on the other side of the map from the sawmill, or I guess I should say a lake. It's not a pond. It's pretty big. And there's a road that leads from the sawmill over to it. Then there's another little road that branches off from that road that leads to the lake, to a gravel pit or gravel mine. And then there's another road that leads from the other side of the sawmill just kind of down. It really just leads to the edge of the map. It doesn't really go anywhere, but it's there in case you want to, like, you know, add in your own landings and stuff, and you got a nice road to drive on. So there's only really, depends on how you want to look at it, but there's really only like 3 roads, 2 if you really kind of want to only consider the road that goes from the sawmill to the lake, if that's all included with the other side that leads to nowhere. So, but I had contemplated like 0 roads at all, and I mean, of course there's lots of sections of the map that don't have anything. So you'll have to, you know, hack your way through there, build a road, you know, similar to what we're doing here. But there's nothing marked even, so it'll be even worse than this. Okay. Probably got enough room there and all that. So okay, let's park this thing right over here. We got about 10 minutes left, so I want to grab the dozer. Just really quickly, let's drive it over there. In fact, here I'll even cheat a little bit. Watch this. Well, once it saves, yeah, it's got to save. Come on. Okay, there we go. We'll just reset that. What did I say? It's not in use. Oh, I guess I was still in it. No wonder. Okay. Okay, that should save us a little bit of time there. Alright, so we'll plow us a road. I think I'm just going to do like maybe just the blade width. I'm not going to go back and make it any wider. So I'm not going to put any dirt on here, or gravel. I don't have any more left on the map. And we kind of really just need us a trail in here, so I'm just going to make it a single lane. But I probably will come back with the cultivator and make this look a little bit nicer than just a plowed road. Then of course we'll have to get our cutting machine across the river over there, which means we'll have to buy that tract of land, which we can't do quite yet. But we don't lack much. A couple more loads of logs probably get us to what we need to get over there. Alright, now I am going to widen this part just a little bit because we'll have to swing out with the trucks. So I'm probably going to back up to right about there. We'll go about a half blade width more. Just to have room to swing out. All right. Yep, we'll have to get us a good landing spot picked out over here. And just really quickly, like I said, I think it's going to be in this little spot right over this little ridge. Of course, I could be wrong because it doesn't, you know, there's no way of knowing unless you get over there and look. Yeah, this is fairly flat right here. I mean, it's got a little bit of a rise to it, but this might have to be it. And like I said, I can take the terrain tool, sculpting tool, and shape it a little bit to make it nice and flat. But what I'll do is whenever we get enough money, I'll buy this tract of timber over here, and we'll come in with the fellow buncher and cut us a good spot for a landing, and then we'll take the sculpting tool and make it good and flat. Then we'll get everything moved over here. Alright, well, that's gonna do it for this video. I'll get us a good screenshot here, and then we'll get busy next time getting some loads of logs delivered so we can get some money built up so we can actually buy that tract of timber right across the river there. And then we'll get us the landing set up over there. But we still got a little ways to go over here on this side of the river, because I do want to, you know, cut a bit more there where we're at, just to, you know, I don't want to jump around too much. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Y'all have a good weekend, and we'll see you again on Monday. Thanks for watching.